So, cheers. Thank you for joining me for Coffee Date with Dorian.
You're welcome.
I'm excited to have you here because you're one of our wonderful graduates and you're doing so well in school, and you've come back and you've spoken at our Angels in the Alley event that we do every year for the foster kids, and so it's an honor to have you here. It truly is. So if you don't mind, if you can maybe just give us a little background of what your life looked like while you were, before you joined us at Koinonia, and then what you learned while you were there, and then of course what your big plans are for after graduation.
My parents struggled with alcohol. There was drugs in the home. In other words, a broken home.
Yeah.
They had financial stress. They didn't know how to cope with it, or they didn't have the help for it. So the only way they knew how to cope with it or express it, in other words, was by being angry and turn to violence with each other and all this stuff. I didn't know how to cope with everything going on home, so I kind of started hanging out with the wrong crowd. Started going to juvenile hall, trying to get easy money. Started using drugs, alcohol to cope, kind of cope with what I had inside, even though I didn't know how to cope, because they didn't show me that.
Well, you were young. How
Yeah.
old were you when all this was happening?
I think everything started like around 12.
Okay, that's really young.
Yeah.
Okay. What are the highlights that you remember? What really moved you the most, or helped you change that pattern of behavior that you were in before?
So when I went to Koinonia, I promised myself, and I said, I'm not going to run away from this group home, because my previous group homes I would run away. Promised I wasn't going to run, and I said I was going to do good and graduate, which eventually I did.
Yeah.
But the highlights there was, learning the yuck inside of me, the character defects, and then other highlights are like staff being there, not judging me, not saying like if I messed up, they're not calling me stupid, or they're telling me like, hey, okay, you made a mistake, how can we overcome it? The feeling of family, feeling to fit in, feeling complete inside, like I fit somewhere, and then the love, definitely the love.
And lots of hugs.
Yeah,
We do lots of hugs. Yes.
Yeah, that's it.
So tell me how was your experience with Angels in the Alley first time you got to go?
First time I was kind of a little iffy because it was too much.
I saw that in your face.
It was too much love. I wasn't used to that. It was too like, I was being embraced, and when it comes to like love, hugs, I'm like, stay away. Like you're getting too close.
Yeah.
So that was my first response, my first natural response. I started kind of opening up a little bit more, started liking it, and then I started eating a lot.
Yeah.
Started eating a lot, bowling, and I just started feeling like a little kid, and it was amazing. And obviously it was a wall that had to break down, but I enjoyed being there, being part of something, and especially being fun.
Good. And that's the whole intent, is to really help you guys just get to be a kid, because I know in a lot of these cases you didn't get to be a kid for very long. You had to grow up very fast, and so we try to make it just a complete Disneyland experience where it's just a free-for-all, 4 hours of insanity, but we try to make it so you never forget it, and hopefully you never will, and hopefully you still have your little emblem for your tree, your little ornament that says Angels in the Alley on it. So I want that to be your keepsake forever. So moving forward, we gave you a nice scholarship when you first graduated, and I know you've been in school and doing fantastic. So tell me what's next for you in school. I think you have a little ways to go yet, right?
Yeah. So graduated from Sierra College, got my AA, and then right now I'm at Sac State. My background has to do with gang involvement, so that's kind of where it comes from. I want to go into the gang unit or the gang force to be a gang officer.
So why the passion for the gang unit?
My background, and then I know that gangs target like younger teenagers.
Yeah.
So that's one of my things. I want to speak to youth, to not go down the route, or at least to shine some light in their tunnel.
Yeah.
Because they don't see that. They only see one. They only have one perspective, and they only see their life.
I don't see any other options, right? And now that you've had all this experience with the foster home and your education and everything, now you can see there's all kinds of options for these kids, and that'll be your gift to give back to, hopefully help some of these kids make better choices.
Yes.
Right? Fantastic. Well, can I have a front row seat at your graduation from Sac State?
Yes, of course.
Okay. Well, thanks. Cheers to that, my friend. Thank you. Congratulations.